there were a link between drugs for erectile dysfunction and cancer, would you want to know about it? If this is one of those ignorance is bliss situations, you can turn this off now. For those of you who are still with us this week in 150 seconds, we're talking about a study linking ED drugs with malignant melanoma. Now, there's some biologic plausibility here. ED drugs work by reducing phosphodiesterase 5, and the downregulation of that enzyme has been implicated in some pathways that lead to malignant melanoma. Human data is sparse, though. We have one cohort study in the US which suggested that men taking sildenafil had a twofold increased risk of melanoma compared to men who weren't, but there were only 140 cases of melanoma in that cohort, and only 14 of them were men taking sildenafil. This week in the Journal of the American Medical Association, we get a Swedish study which looked at over 4,000 cases of malignant melanoma. The researchers used a pre-existing data set of around 600,000 Swedish men. As I said, 4,000 had malignant melanoma, and these cases were matched to roughly 20,000 controls to do the primary analysis. In unadjusted analysis, what they found is that the use of an ED drug was associated with roughly a 30% increase in the risk of melanoma, and this persisted after adjusting for a smattering of confounders, although the researchers state that there was likely incomplete adjustment. There are two issues that call into question the link, however. The first is that the association was only there for men who had received one prescription for an ED drug, not multiple. Obviously, if there were a causal link, we'd expect men who received multiple prescriptions to have a higher risk of melanoma. The second issue is that the researchers found a link between ED drug use and basal cell carcinoma, which does not have a PDE5 dependent mechanism. Taken together, this suggests that men who use ED drugs are more likely to engage in activities that increase their risk of skin cancer, like, I don't know, going on a vacation to a sunny place. Now, we're not entirely out of the woods. The PDE5 mechanism is only functional in the roughly 50% of melanoma cases that have a BRAF mutation. So it's possible that if the researchers could have stratified along this mutation status, they would have had a greater signal. For now, though, we can rest assured that the link between ED drug use and malignant melanoma is not particularly firm. For MedPage Today, I'm Perry Wilson.